Breakfast with Cobb Colvin.
Trickstar Radio.
Inside the building, 20 minutes past 8 here on Trickstar Radio. We do have man like purple velvet curtains inside. Are you slowly but surely waking up, my good friend?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, I can tell it's just loud and
So
much more into the room. I'm loving it though. So what we want to look at here, quite specifically, is obviously this new direction. We're hearing it in a lot of the tracks we're kind of listening through so far.
Yeah.
What's inspired this sort of move away from a more sort of typical, I'll say, bass sound to a more sort of all-encompassing electronic sound?
I think it's more just, I'd say maturity. For one, I guess the crowds I want to play to and the people I want to reach now is just less specific. So I want it to be kind of accepted by a wide audience of people. I'm not saying that for any other reason other than I really like dance music.
Yeah.
And if it's feel good music, pardon me. If it's feel good music, then yeah, I'll play it and I'll make it. Do you know what I mean? I really like that kind of. And yeah, as I said, as I'm getting older, it's more I've always had this musical background of I've always grown up around soulful house. My mum goes up to Ibiza every year just for defected parties and things like that. She's crazy. But that's where I get my energy from, inspiration. She'll send me a tune that she's heard and I'll go and remix it or something like that. And she's a real good music kind of.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Though. I love to hear that. I can relate. I'm in a very similar position myself. Like I get sent reggae tunes through to me all the time. And I think that is something that does kind of trickle down, and you're like, especially when it comes from that almost like parental sort of angle.
That's it.
It definitely adds something.
There's always music in the house. So.
Definitely. So I mean, when we're looking at stuff like this, like how would you define the new sound?
Different. Yeah. It's compared to the old sound, different. If I was obviously to define it on my own, on its own, sorry, as an own project, then again, it's more like a neo soul sort of thing. It's I would always call it soulful because there's a bit of pain in there. We do it when we're having fun. Do you know what I mean? Do you
think there's room in the market for to coin a new genre name?
Not at the moment. Not because there's so many sounds going on. Obviously, when I hear things like the Free Nationals, I hear the internet, I hear things like that. That's a lot where a lot of this inspiration comes from. But then, obviously, mixing that with that classic house from back in the, it just makes it. Yeah, it makes me feel like there is something to that, and then putting the vocals on that I have done before just gives it that whole new direction.
This is the thing, it seems to be quite like a melting pot of different styles. It seems to be you've got like a more, as you said, you've
that's
got
why
the
I couldn't base it on one. I couldn't say one thing about it. It's really weird.
It's because you've got obviously that sort of housey influence in there. You've got the sort of soul influence in there, and then you've got the vocal side of things as well, which makes it like a trifecta of different areas.
Yeah.
And it does kind of, it isn't something, they aren't necessarily areas that naturally overlap either. So it is like a whole new sort of area entirely, which is quite cool to see. Is it primarily a solo project?
Yeah. The new projects that I've been working on is more of a solo project. Obviously, I've got things going on. We got the Fresh Boys every time. I've got things going on with other members of the crew that should be coming out next year. Again, just all based on a lot of fun we're having. Just living our lives, man. Like, we're all getting a bit older. I don't think there's any room to be put in and pigeonholed in one sort of thing anymore. If you like making certain types of music, you make it. You know what I mean? Don't abide by any rules.
I think it's becoming more and more obvious as well from a listener's perspective where you are making something you don't necessarily want to make. I think it's now a point when you
something out. You always know.
There's always like something missing. There's like a little bit of soul missing a lot of the time at the end of the day. Yeah. So let's look at obviously this new sound and the sort of collaborations and stuff like this, because you have been someone who's been lucky enough to kind of travel to do music. Like, where have you been?
So, I go to Barcelona a lot. There's a lot of people I know out there that kind of, the grime scene out there is a bit crazy. So that I've got friends that hook me up with like Shadow How and things like that. And it's real cool and to see those kind of people from ends in a different kind of environment. In his house, he's got like 3 rappers from America. I again, I can't remember their name, but they're all mumble rappers and they're all like crazy guys, but they're all living in Barca because it's like a little musical hub around there and things like that. So I love going back there. I went to Colombia recently. That wasn't really to make any music. That was kind of just to have a bit of an inspirational week off. I went to see my brother. He's living out there at the moment and he's loving life. So that gave me enough inspiration to make a couple tunes out there, sit on the beach side, you know what I mean? That kind of, I work hard enough to kind of enjoy these things. And I honestly think getting out there and seeing the world now has definitely benefited me. Like I'm going to Madrid today. Yeah.
just on the cut. Going to Madrid today.
But I'll definitely be making some music out there, seeing a couple pals, and just getting that fun. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully that reflects in the music that I'm making as well. So,
is there one experience that stands out as like a sort of inspirational point?
No. Like I will take every day as. I won't take any opportunity for granted. I say thank you to the universe every day. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There isn't one big thing that's bigger or smaller than the other. You've just got to appreciate it every day because you don't know when it's going to end. So
good stuff. Love it. I'm loving this. Let's look at this next one then. So this one goes by the name of Missing. Would you say this is pretty representative of the sort of the sound you're going for?
Yes. This is quite cool actually because my mum actually sent me this tune. And I fell in love with it straight away. And I could recognise it, but it'd be something that I had to Shazam 3 times to remember what it was. I took it straight away and I wanted to kind of put that kind of Kate Renata, Anderson .Paak kind of vibe in it. I'm not that good a singer. I know the tools, so that's fine. But yeah, incorporating her vocals into this tune just made it feel like an old school tune that she'd like. So when you say like incorporating the vocals and stuff, are you going alongside someone else's vocals?
Amazing.
So she's been sampled, she's singing it right out, and I've just got a couple verses in there over the top, but the way it works is really nice.
I'm really looking forward to this one. What is the best social media tag for people to get you on?
At PVC UK Music at the moment. Okay, I would definitely say that.
And hopefully we start to see something, a couple of other things pop up over the next few weeks.
Definitely.
That's what I'd like to hear.
Definitely.
Don't go anywhere. 28 minutes past 8 here on Trickstar Radio. This one coming from Purple Velvet Curtains. This one is Missing. Keep it locked. We are live inside the building. This is Breakfast. Oh yes.
Waking up Brighton.
Breakfast with KXVU.